We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
All right, so welcome back after the weekend break. So we are supposed to discuss today the closed loop speed control or closed loop V by F control of induction motor drive. So far, we have discussed in this unit 4 the scalar control of AC drives, and that we have discussed scalar control of induction motor drive. So we have discussed the motor operation, torque equation, what different methods are there. In that, popularly used methods like stator voltage control method, rotor resistance control method, and the frequency control. That is what we had discussed. At later stage, we had also discussed about the voltage source inverter and current source inverter fed frequency control. Then we had discussed about double fed induction motor drives in our last week's sessions. We had discussed about its different modes, and we had discussed about what is slip power and slip power recovery schemes, right? So today we would like to end our chapter by discussing the V by F control in a closed loop mode. Open loop we have already discussed. So before we go any further, it is worth repeating the frequency control. So this is the equation of EMF for an induction motor. That EMF E is 4.44 into flux into frequency into number of turns. Now if voltage is constant, E is constant, that means the product of flux and frequency is constant because number of turn is always constant. So flux is inversely proportional to frequency. So if you change the frequency alone, flux will get either increased or decreased. So if we increase the frequency at constant voltage, flux decreases, so motor torque decreases. And if we decrease the frequency at constant voltage, flux increases and the core goes into saturation. Now these two lines, which are highlighted by red and blue lines, they itself can take half an hour for explanation. But in short, if I increase the frequency, flux reduces and the motor's torque producing capacity decreases. So the motor cannot operate at the rated conditions for which it is designed. And saturation is something that you are ultimately saturating the core of the motor, and motor core is no longer safe in operation. It gets overheated. There's a lot of excitation current drawn, and ultimately if you operate for longer period, core gets permanently damaged. So these two situations are to be avoided, and for that frequency alone cannot be changed, right? And what is the solution? The V by F ratio. If I keep V by F ratio constant, I vary frequency, but at the same time I have to vary voltage also, such that V by F ratio is constant, then flux is constant. So you can have a speed control, but you do not affect the performance of flux of the motor. So motor's torque producing capabilities are not disturbed, and at the same time the stator core does not go into saturation. So this is called the concept of variable frequency control or V by F control. Now V by F control concept, it was shown that maximum torque remains constant as long as V by F is constant. So if you change frequency, if you change voltage such that the ratio is constant, motor's maximum torque remains constant. In short, motor has the parallel characteristics in this fashion for different frequencies. So in short, you can operate motor at any frequency from 0 to rated, and you can operate in this stable region, which is a almost horizontal line with very small slope. So you get a very good speed regulation. You get a very minimum or almost rated slip, which is generally 2 to 4%, at which current is also almost minimum, and you get the best performance in this particular region. So V by F ratio, this is called the flux control block. You see this V by F ratio is kept constant in this fashion up to rated frequency. After that, voltage is constant and frequency is increased. You can go generally up to twice the frequency. This slight boost voltage at starting to overcome various voltage drops, stator resistance voltage drop and something like that. So these are this is the diagram. Now we'll go to the discussion for today, that is how to control it in closed loop. We'll go to the slide directly. These are all the topics which you already discussed in our previous week's lectures. Yeah, so today's topic, closed loop V by F control of induction motor. I'll share with you the diagram or block diagram of a closed loop speed control or closed loop V by F control of induction motor drives. Now, as you know, you have already learned in your control systems, closed loop means there is a reference signal or a command signal or a required output, and you measure the actual output, you compare it, the comparison results into error, and you always try to minimize this error or reduce this error to zero. And the agency or the arrangement which does this is called the controller, right? So here you can see over here that this block diagram, that means the arrangement starts with the speed reference. This is nothing but the required speed at which you want to operate. Now this actual speed is speed measurement available from this. It is shown a tacho generator over here, but these days you are using speed encoders and not tacho generators. This comparison signal produces an error. An error is is given or processed by a speed controller. A speed controller generally is a PI controller which acts on the error and tries to reduce the error to zero. After every PI controller, you are supposed to have a limiter block. So this is called a slip limiter. So that means whatever is the error, if error is within this band, proportionate signal is there. But if error is large, you will have some constant maximum output from this. So this constant maximum output will be the maximum slip at which you would like to accelerate the motor or decelerate the motor. So this is limiter block. Limiter block is very essential because P plus I action, integration action results into ramp signal if a step change is there. And ramp will go on increasing with respect to time if you do not limit. So a limiter block is required. Now this is the slip speed. Actual speed, when you add to it, you get the required synchronous speed, right? So this is required slip at which the motor should operate to have the required performance. This is actual speed. When you add to it, you get the required synchronous speed, right? Synchronous speed is nothing but actual speed plus slip. So this is something which we are supposed to understand, that this synchronous speed is already there. Now based on this speed, you generally produce the voltage command. That what is the required voltage. Zoom is having the problem at present, and this is the complaint received by Zoom that somebody is physically disturbing the Zoom meetings. So that's why they have given password protected sessions. But today also we can see that though we have not given any remote control, anyone. There are some lines appearing in our presentation. I hope you can avoid that. Anyway, so based on that, the voltage calculation is there. Now you add the boost voltage. So this is the voltage error, and it is produced. So this is the voltage reference which we require for producing this much of speed. Actual voltage, the comparison is made, and the error of voltage is processed by a similar PI controller known as a voltage controller. So it produces the voltage command signal, right? So voltage command, that is required voltage, and this is ultimately producing required frequency. Synchronous speed is in up to some scale a frequency only. So when you give this command, voltage command and frequency command, the voltage source inverter is supposed to produce the voltage which is giving us required voltage and required frequency. Please keep in mind, this is a block diagram. This is not a control circuit. So ultimately, you are supposed to design you are supposed to program in such a fashion that the PWM pulses are produced in such a fashion that required voltage and required frequency is produced over here, right? So if that happens, now what happens? Because of that speed changes, because of this actual speed changes, so this error reduces and this action continues. The moment this error is zero or within the permissible limits, then what happens? No further change in voltage or frequency is there. So whatever is the voltage or frequency produced by this inverter over here is maintained, which is giving us reasonably good required speed. Actual speed के एकदम नजदीक पहुंच गए हैं हम. So this is how it continues, right? So this is how a closed loop V by F control method is actually achieved. So the key factors over here are that you are having a speed error. It is produced by a PI controller. Now, very common question is that why do we use PI controller? Why not P? Why not PID? Why not PD? Right? So, proportional plus integral controller. You must have learned in your control system class in previous semesters that whatever error is there, if you have an integral action, integral action is helping us to reduce the error to zero. Also, this system is a mechanical system. So it takes certain time to respond. Whatever corrective action you give, हम लोग उसकी स्पीड चेंज करने के लिए जो भी एक्शन लेते हैं, एक्चुअली स्पीड चेंज होने में थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा. तो उतने टाइम के लिए we need to have a patience. So integral action is basically summing up the error for certain time and then giving corrective actions. And proportional gain जो है वो उसको fast करने में help करती है. So P plus I controller जो है, it is best suitable for such a device जिसमें थोड़ा टाइम लगता है और सिस्टम स्लो होती है, राइट? एंड करेक्टिव एंटिसिपेशन, जब हमें एरर को एंटिसिपेट करके करेक्ट करना है, देन यू यूज डिफरेंशियल एक्शंस व्हिच इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड ओवर हियर बिकॉज इट इज रिलेटिवली अ स्लोअर सिस्टम, मैकेनिकल सिस्टम. सो पीआई कंट्रोलर इज यूज्ड. लिमिटर ब्लॉक के बारे में हम ऑलरेडी बात कर चुके हैं. व्हेनेवर यू हैव अ इंटीग्रल एक्शन, उसके बाद एक लिमिटर ब्लॉक हमारे पास होना चाहिए. दिस इज अ फ्लक्स कंट्रोल ब्लॉक, जो हमने बताया था कि बेस्ड ऑन द रिक्वायरमेंट जो मैक्सिमम रेटेड फ्लक्स है वो उससे ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. तो ये हमारा फ्रीक्वेंसी वाला जो कमांड है उसमें बूस्ट वोल्टेज ऐड करके जो हमारा वोल्टेज मिलता है, रिक्वायर्ड वोल्टेज इज गिवन टू दिस ब्लॉक. सो दिस ब्लॉक डिसाइड्स के ये रेटेड वोल्टेज से ज्यादा है तो इट विल गिव output is equal to rated voltage only. Come hai to whatever is the proportional voltage calculated by this plus this, it will give over here, right? And voltage controller, as usual, it is a PI controller. It is used to reduce the voltage error to zero, right? So this is how a closed loop V by F control method works. स्पीड रेफरेंस की हमने ऑलरेडी बात कर ली है. स्पीड एरर इज रेफरेंस स्पीड माइनस एक्चुअल स्पीड. एरर इज प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय पीआई कंट्रोलर. लिमिटर ब्लॉक के बारे में बात कर दी है. आउटपुट इज रेटेड स्लिप एंड अल्टीमेटली सिंक्रोनस स्पीड इज कैलकुलेटेड बेस्ड ऑन द रिक्वायर्ड और रेटेड स्लिप स्पीड प्लस द एक्चुअल, राइट? फ्रॉम ओमेगा is required frequency is calculated. Indirectly you are controlling slip of the induction motor in this method. So this method is also known as slip control method also. Now reference voltage is produced from frequency reference based on flux control block. We have seen it is just description of what I have already discussed on the block diagram, right? So I am not going to repeat much. When speed error is 0 or within the limits, no change in voltage or frequency is done. Motor runs at a required speed. Closed loop control is achieved at that particular point. So then no further. So motor continues to operate at that particular point. It keeps on checking this after every repeated sampling time, and further course of action is decided if there is a deviation. Right now, scalar V by F control इसको क्यों बोलते थे आज अभी जो हमने पढ़ा वो, क्योंकि you are only discussing the magnitude variation of control variables, that is voltage and frequency. Now, what are the drawbacks of this method? Advantages हमने बहुत सारे discuss कर ली हैं इसकी. This is most popularly used method so far as a speed control of induction motor is concerned. It is giving you parallel characteristics with the stable operating region from almost zero speed to rated speed and above the speed. You can operate this motor with the rated slip operations at any speed. So you get a very good performance, very good dynamic response, good power factor, good efficiency, and that's why this method is very popular. But this is having drawbacks if very high dynamic response is required, right? So high dynamic response is required in some applications like paper industry, textile industry, where you want the response to be very quick. So whatever is our speed requirement, the motor also should follow it in a very disciplined manner. So whenever high dynamic performance is required, this method, scalar control method, is giving some problems. It is giving inferior performance because of the problem of coupling. The problem of coupling is coupling of torque and flux. We'll see slightly later what is it. Most probably in next slide. The line voltage variations or incorrect V by F ratio or stator voltage drop, IS into RS drop, or machine parameter variation with the temperature, they may cause problem in this control. These are the disadvantages of scalar control, right? So what is the coupling problem? Here voltage is controlled to control flux and frequency is controlled to control the speed or slip, right? So what is the objective? So far you must have observed that in this method हम लोग फ्लक्स को कांस्टेंट मेंटेन करते हैं और फ्लक्स को मेंटेन करने के लिए V by F रेशियो हम लोग कांस्टेंट मेंटेन करते हैं, राइट? तो मोटर का जब भी वोल्टेज का मैग्नीट्यूड चेंज करते हैं तो फ्लक्स चेंज होता है और फ्रीक्वेंसी चेंज करते हैं तो टॉर्क चेंज होता है या अल्टीमेटली स्पीड चेंज होती है, ठीक है? बट मोमेंटली ये दोनों का डायनेमिक्स अलग अलग है. जिस स्पीड से फ्रीक्वेंसी चेंज कर सकते हैं उस चेंज से वोल्टेज या फ्लक्स चेंज नहीं कर सकते. So when you change, however, flux and torque are also function of frequency and torque response. आप अगर EMF इक्वेशन देखेंगे तो अगर मैं फ्रीक्वेंसी चेंज करूंगा तो फ्लक्स चेंज हो जाएगा और वोल्टेज चेंज करूंगा तो भी फ्लक्स चेंज हो जाएगा. तो whether we require or not, whether we wish it or not, जब भी हमारा फ्रीक्वेंसी वेरिएशन है वो फास्ट होता है जबकि वोल्टेज का वेरिएशन थोड़ा स्लो होता है. तो उस ड्यूरेशन में टॉर्क temporarily gets changed. Of course, with respect to time, that ratio is constant, so वो eliminate हो जाता है. But temporarily, within that transient period, there is a variation, and that is basically known as a coupling problem. So this coupling problem is explained over here. Slip frequency is increased to increase torque. As a result, flux decreases momentarily. Now the flux variation is always sluggish. The flux decreases is then compensated by sluggish flux control loop by feeding additional voltage, right? So this is the problem, and this temporary is dipping of the flux reduces torque sensitivity with the slip and lengthens the response time, right? Motor को steady state में आने में time लग जाता है. The solution of it is known as vector control or field-oriented control of induction motor drive, right? So from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with the new chapter that is known as vector control or field-oriented control of induction motor drive. That will be unit number 5 of the subject control of electrical drive. So here we conclude our discussion on Unit 4, that is called the scalar control of induction motor drive. This is the chapter which will be most probably a full question of 14 marks will be there, starting from the stator voltage control method, rotor resistance control method. Then you have a frequency control, V by F control method. You have a double fed induction motor, slip power recovery schemes. You have VSI and CSI methods of frequency control and comparison and whatnot. These all are very important topics. You are all requested to go through all this. I've already shared my notes with you, and once this chapter is over, most probably today evening or tomorrow, I'll share the PPT also with you. So whatever we have discussed so far, video I have already posted in our Google Classroom, and I'll share you the PPT also, right? So that's all from my side. Do you have any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay, right. Thank you. There is some problem with the Zoom meetings. Some lines and everything are happening, but this is the complaint from all the authors. Zoom is working on it. Let's see it gets solved. Right. Thank you. Thank you for joining. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Much, sir. Thank you, sir.